With the midterm elections just over a month out, a new poll shows what voters in Tennessee and across the country think of our leaders and the issues. Take a look.
President Trump continues to win support across the state of Tennessee. This according to the latest poll from NBC News and SurveyMonkey. More than a third of Tennessee voters strongly approve of his work as president, with another 17% showing some approval. That's 53% total. But nationally, the president's job approval dips to 45%. 1 in 4 Tennesseans want to see our state government prioritize health care and the economy. Other top priorities include education and infrastructure. As for the local races, Republican Bill Lee would win an election held today with 46% of the vote. That's an 11% lead over Democrat Carl Dean. But the race for Senator Bob Corker's seat is a draw. Both Phil Bredesen and Marsha Blackburn both pulling in 42% support.